Hello, mystical souls. My name is Patricia Tate with Willow Grace Mystic, and I am so glad that you are joining me live tonight, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I am at, and I would love to know where you are. I am coming from the bright and sunny, warm state of Florida in the United States, and I'm offering full moon astrology consultations tonight. This will be the Gemini full moon for next Tuesday, it'll be next Monday, the 27th. If you would like to jump into the queue, please use the QR code, scan on in, and join us this evening. So I would love to hear where you're from, and I would love to know about your sun, moon, and rising. So let's talk a little bit about today and what's going on. Let's pull up a chart. And I want to share a little bit about the energy while we wait for some people to show up. So this full moons, they're always closures and endings, and they're culminations. And so tomorrow we go into Gemini season. We are not, sorry, we're going to have a Gemini full moon. Tomorrow we're moving into Sagittarius season. We are leaving these deep waters of Scorpio. Scorpio has had all of us going within. They're deep, it's intense, it's very fluid. And we're going to be moving into Sagittarius, which is bright and fiery and passionate. And so as we move into that, the energy is going to shift and change. We're also going to have on, Wednesday is the sun in Sag. And then on Friday, Mars is going to join. All right, I'm not seeing the comments as of yet. I'm hoping that I can click on this and it will refresh it. But until then, let's talk a little bit about this moon. So this full moon, the sun is going to be in Sag. So that when the sun is in Sagittarius, it's bright, it's expansive, it is fiery, it's intense, it's having the energy of hope and belief and faith in something that we don't know that is out there. I think of it as like Santa Claus season. It's the gift of the zodiac. And so Mars is going to be here and the sun is going to be here. Now, it is opposite. It lights up or reveals the moon. The moon is in Gemini. And so whenever we have this full moons, their endings, their closures, it's the end of a cycle. It is also it's a time that things are revealed that you just didn't know were out there. And so now being revealed, like the sun reveals it during the day, and at night or in the dark, other things are revealed. And then we have these closures, these endings. And so the good part about it is, yes, things are going to be revealed. I'd love to explore that. All right, so we also have this square. We're going to have this square between Mars and, let me circle this. The sun and Mars are going to be conjunct, and we're going to have the square to the planet of Saturn. And so when in a square is a tension point that something has to be worked out. Something has to give way in order to manifest for your best and highest good. It's about working the energy out. And so Saturn in Pisces is going to be moving direct. Saturn is restrictions and limitations. Pisces is very fluid, ethereal, and dreamy, intuitive. And so there's this square between faith and hope and wanting to do these things, and then to the belief of with what do we need boundaries with, what do we need restrictions with. So knowing that that's going to be coming up. All right, so let me jump into a few other things. Full moon in Gemini. We're gonna, very important. Look, Mercury is going to station retrograde soon. When Mercury stations retrograde, there's this 2 weeks before it and this 2 weeks after it. The pre-retrograde is going to be starting this Friday. It's going to be this time of giving you a heads up of things that are going to go wrong, things that are going to be mistakes. So think about lost packages, think about missing things, ordering things. And that would be my husband helping me out. Sorry. Um, so it's about travel and purchasing things, buying, purchasing, ordering. So know that if you are ordering anything, now would be the time to get it in before Black Friday, because at that point packages might be delivered late, broken, stolen, missing, more than usual. All right, so Mercury and travel problems. So if everybody knows that, you're going to have this 2-week period of, okay, I see it, I know it's going to be happening, and I should expect it. Like, I'm trying to have all my shopping done. It's just not exactly, I'm trying. I'm just trying. All right, so other things. I have the November forecast out, and I encourage you to look at the forecast for your rising sign. So whenever you look at it for your rising sign, the rising sign is at 9 o'clock. It's the first house. It's the planets that were rising. I tell everybody, listen to that, because then you'll know what house the energy is manifesting in. So November forecast. I also have the December forecast, and we'll be putting out the January. I'm not worried about it. Putting out the January soon, and I'm also going to be putting out the 2024 forecast. It's just a short little snippet of what to expect for a heads up. All right. And as you are shopping, I encourage you to shop for gift cards. You can do it through me or for anybody else, but I do have, it's offering astrology wisdom. You can do the forecast ahead for somebody, their birthday chart. All of these things can be offered. So I will have a link for that in the comments section. I also have an elemental wisdom deck if you are interested in that. It's an oracle deck for a daily pull. It includes astrology, numerology, and symbolism, all woven into one. All right, so let's talk. We're going to be having this full moon. We're going to be having a full moon, and I want to first apologize to I had somebody who jumped in last time, and I don't know how I missed them, but I totally missed Susan. So I am going to go back, and I'm going to pull up her chart, and she's going to be my number one. And I want to tell you, thank you for waiting. And I'm really, really sorry, Susan. So let's just talk about her first. Pull it up and see what is going on with her. All right, Susan. Again, thank you for your patience of being with me last week, and I don't know how we missed it. It didn't go through until afterwards. So, begging your forgiveness and thank you. So, Susan, you are a Scorpio rising, and so this last year and a half have been really, really intense for you. Scorpio rising, anybody who had Scorpio or Taurus rising, the nodes, there are these little horseshoe symbols, and I'll show it when I do a bi-wheel for you. They are, they cross an axis. They go opposite of the other planets. And so they activate certain areas of your life. And so, Susan, for you, it's been activating your first house of self. Who are you at the deepest core? So anybody who's a Scorpio rising, has their sun in Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, look, it's deep. You learn your lessons through the emotions and the feelings that you get. You learn through your lessons through other people, your interactions through other people. Everything that you feel, everything that happens to you leaves a deep imprint on your soul. Like, literally, you can remember, like, you'll say, oh, that happened to me back on November 5th and 19 whatever, and that's not the rest of the other signs. It's a Scorpio thing. And so wherever you have Scorpio in your chart, that is where you have this deep intense energy. And so, Susan, it is for you. It is all about who you are. And so the last year and a half, the nodes were not only activating your first house of yourself, your identity, how people see you, it was Neptune. It affected your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, the things that you wanted, your inner part of yourself that were that can be reflected out there. It also crossed over your Venus, which is who you love, what you love, how you love, people, places, and things that you value. Venus is about love and beauty, and it's also, look, it's about things that you value, but it's also cash and property. And so this eclipse, this last year and a half for you has been really intense with who are you and your partnership. And this includes best friends, significant others, clients, open enemies, frenemies. All of those topics were affected for you. And now you're going to be going into a period of rest and recovery. So I also want to bring in one more thing for you. And again, I am very sorry that I missed, we didn't see it. So you have the North Node in Leo. And so with the North Node in Leo, that means that you are here in this lifetime to have your voice heard. It is at 4 degrees at the top of your chart with your career. And your South Node is, the South Node is conjunct Saturn at the bottom of your chart with house, home, family. And this is about leaving some things behind and things that were restricted because, okay, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but we can also look at it as grandmother, great-grandmother, great-grandfather, all of the past generations that have come down. You have spent a lot of your time focused on the needs of other people. And in this lifetime, your focus is supposed to be on who are you and having your voice heard. All right, so just that being said, let's now move on to this full moon and what's going to be going on for you. All right, let me transition this over for just a hot second, and I'll pull up your chart with like where we are going. All right, and again, Susan, I always feel bad when I F up. All right, so bye, Will. Susan. Okay, so all right, Susan. So the good news is this is the nodes, or this is the South Node and this is the North Node that I told you about. Now, this North Node here, the North Node is the direction in which you're supposed to be moving towards. It's moving into your 6th house of Aries. Aries is you, the warrior. It's about being independent. It's in your 6th house of your mental, physical, spiritual, psychological health and well-being. This next year and a half of your life is going to be focused on how do you rest, recover, focus on what are your needs before you focus on anybody else's. The South Node is what you are releasing. The South Node is where we have come from. It is in your 12th house. Now, it's going to cross your Sun and your Mercury. So 12th house. The 12th house is the personal unconscious or your subconscious. It's your shadow self. It's the karma that we bring in with us. It's about an opportunity to release some karma. It's going to be with the Sun in Libra. Anybody who has a Sun in Libra, they're usually naturally beautiful. I call them pollinators because they're like butterflies. They flit from one person to another, but your Sun is in your 12th house. It's the hidden house. It's what people do not see. You truly collect information from other people when you talk or when you hear them speaking. You actually listen, and it's not a surface or a tissue paper. And Mercury, you are able to connect other people to other groups of people. this next year and a half. So I want you to think back 6 months ago to early spring, like March. Something was triggered about boundaries, needing healthy boundaries in your life. And then this last October, there was this ending of a portion of your life that had to do with who are you and who are you in partnership with clients, with relationships that way. And now the focus is going to be on, I'm going to set aside some time for healing. I need to focus on me. I need to know that the direction in which I'm going is moving into the right direction. And the North Node, it's going to cross over your moon. I had that happen this last year and a half, and it was a highly emotional time. It was me being in tune with what did I really want and what did I really need, and me having to let go of old hopes, old wishes, old things that I thought that I wanted, old expectations, old dreams of things that I was holding near and dear and saying, is that my best? Is that my best and highest good? Is that really where I'm supposed to be going? You are supposed to be focused on finding a mentor, finding a guide, your daily habits, setting aside time for yourself, whether it's to see a counselor, to see. The sixth house is also the house of sickness and health, nutrition, and it's co-workers. It's the house of self-care and alternative health. With the North Node going into your sixth house, this could have you searching for alternative healing modalities. So this could be using sound therapy through singing bowls, or like vibrational sound therapy, tuning forks, or going to a chiropractor, or bringing certain vitamins and supplements into your daily practice. The North Node focused on your sixth house is saying, look, if you want to volunteer in the world, there has to be limits on it. You can't pour from an empty cup. So your cup has to be full before you move on to anybody else's. The North Node in the sixth house also has you focused on, I need to balance my home and my career, and what does that look like? Aries always says, I have to think for myself first. And as a sun in Libra, you don't always think about yourself first. Sun in Libra, they tend to think about other people. They want to mediate, they want to hear all sides of the story, and this might be a time that you're going to have to release a lot of the things that you want to control and focus on your best and highest good as you move forward. I do want to say that this full moon, let's see, I'm going to do one more circle here. Okay, so the sun is going to be focused on your second house. Again, adding another layer. Your second house is your personal self-worth, cash, property, and resources. So the sun and Mars are focused on that. There is the square. The square is to your fifth house of children, or things that bring you pleasure, music, art, creativity. So it could be childlike activities. It could be adult playmates. The fifth house is where we take risks and we have hobbies and express ourselves. So the sun focused on, I want to do this because it makes me feel good, and you should be focused on it because it's your sixth house. The full moon is revealing something that will be ending with eighth house themes. Eighth house themes are shared resources that you have with other people, and this could be through business or personal. It means that there could be an ending to inheritances, debt, taxes, like paying off some things. The eighth house has to do with your deep connections that you have with other people, but it's also joint ventures. So think alimony, child support, cash, property that you have with other people, because the sun is focused on your focus is on your own, and you have some things that are going to be ending that have you linked to other people. This could be clients or business contracts, or this could be significant others. This could be also relatives that if like a business or a shared business or something that you have. Let's talk about some more positive things that are moving for you. You have Jupiter. Now that the nodes are out, so I'm going to get rid of all this. Hold on. Let's talk about Jupiter for a hot second. Jupiter and Uranus are in your 7th house. Jupiter is currently retrograde, having you go within for internal growth. When Jupiter stations direct, which I think it'll be, okay, I think it's in January. When Jupiter stations direct, that will be expanding best friends, partnerships, significant others, clients. It's about the 7th house is your contracts, your promises, your negotiations, and the cooperations that you have with other people. And Uranus will have you thinking outside the box. Now, and it's a stroke of genius, and it'll be like, oh, I'm connected to this person. Oh, I didn't realize that we had this in common. So there's going to be these opportunities. I want you to look at the synchronicity of this is what's happening and this is the reason why it's happening. So super excited that, okay, you're out of the shadow part of your life, and now you're going to be moving into taking rest, taking recovery, working on your health and well-being. I know I've had several clients who for the last year and a half had their north and their south node in the 6th and 12th, and there were health issues that came up. You can stay on top of these health issues by, whenever anything comes up, taking care of it immediately, not procrastinating or waiting. Usually the north node, when it comes into the 6th house, it brings the attention or brings your awareness to something that was underlying, and it brings a solution to a problem of something that was underlying. And while I was looking at your chart earlier, I don't know if you know this, but you were born like at a full moon. And so full moon, like Scorpio first, deep, intuitive, psychic, have this ability to feel other people's energy. And being born at a full moon, there's a lot of things that are already full and complete about you. And it's like, think of yourself as a sage or an elder or a wise person that you can see everything that's going on, and you have this information. With your north node in the sign of Leo, in this lifetime, it's how do I share what I know to the public and have them and have it be heard. Your voice needs to be heard. With the north node in Leo, your voice needs to be heard. It's about you taking the initiative, you taking the action. It's conjunct Mars here in the sign of Leo. Leo, hear me roar. And it's not all about arrogance and vanity. It's about what you have to say is real and authentic. All right, so Susan, sending you a big hug for everything that, for the last year and a half of things that you've been going through, and telling you to please take time out for yourself, for your mental, physical health, well-being before taking care of others. And that as the nodes go through your 6th and 12th here, it will be activating if you set aside the time, like when you're starting to feel tired or drained, or take time out for yourself. Anything that goes through the 12th house is about releasing the karma. It's releasing the anger and releasing the pain of holding on to things for so long. So you're going to have this beautiful opportunity to let go of the negativity that's been weighing you down. All right, Susan, sending out a big fat hug to you. All right. All right, so let me move on to the next person in the queue, and I'll pull their chart up. Greatly appreciate everybody who is on tonight. And let's see here. All right. So let's talk. Oh. I appreciate you waiting, Hannah. And let's see here. let's talk about this full moon and you, Hannah. All right, Hannah. Oh, okay. So Hannah is a Gemini rising. So the full moon is going to be in your first house of self. So let's talk about this. All right. All right. So the sun is going to be totally focused on partnership. The sun in the seventh house is you working with clients, you focused on partnership, relationship, significant other. I love the sun in the seventh house because it's about all contractual relationships. It's your marriage partner, it's your best friends. And so the sun and Mars is saying, let's focus, let's initiate, let's make some things happen in this area. Now, Mercury is going to be here. Mercury in Sagittarius is also, it's fiery, passionate, hot energy, having faith and hope and belief in things that are not that you don't even see or believe that are out there. Now you're going to be having a full moon, and it's going to be crossing the sun in your first house, so like going past. So there's going to be some endings, some closures, some things that are going to be ending with you and how you were. It's like coming into your own and saying, you know what? I am not like that anymore. I am stepping up and I am owning some things about my life. Now, this full moon, all right, this full moon is going to square your something that has to do with your home and your own moon. Now, the moon can represent your mother. The moon can also represent your intuition. The fourth house is your home, your family, your past, your ancestors, your foundation. So there's going to be something that will be revealed, a closure, an ending with something that has to do with who you are becoming and stepping into your own, that will also, well, your partner's definitely going to be reflected in this because the sun is there shining a light on, hey, look at how strong you are. Look at the way you're communicating. There's also another square. Remember, square, I don't look at them as bad. I look at them as it's the energy that has to be integrated in order for there to be growth happening. So you have Saturn at the top of your chart. It has to do with your career, your job, your legacy, the things that you want to do in your life. Now, in the sign of Pisces, Saturn in the sign of Pisces is, I have to have some kind of foundation. I cannot just have water flowing over everything. I cannot just follow my intuition. I have to have a foundation that I can build from the bottom up so it will last. So this means that you're starting something that has to do with a career. It could be with a new career, new job. The 10th house is not just your life path and your public life. It's also about authority. It's your professional, it's your ambitions, it's your reputation. And this is you saying that I am going to build a career or a legacy that's going to do well with me. And this full moon is you having to say, you're going to have to speak your mind. You're going to have to speak your truth. And I always say, think about it, like take a deep breath and pause before you, anything that's, okay, look, full moons, they reveal everything. They bring out the crazy. You can't hide your crazy. And so this full moon is saying, I am ready to come full circle, and in Gemini is speak my truth. And be honest and have these deep conversations. And it's in your first house of self of, this is who I am. This is my identity. This is who I'm, like this is me. And I want to be accepted for who I am at home and in my career. And my partner is going to help me and push to reveal some things about that. So, Hannah, I'm hoping that all of this makes sense to you, and reminding everybody, remember, okay, we have the energy is going to be shifting tomorrow with the Sag energy, and we have Mercury stationing retrograde. It's going to be in about 2.5 weeks, but we're going to feel the effects. We're going to have this shadow. So speaking of shadow, let me talk about that with you, Hannah. Mercury. Okay. I'm going to get rid of all these others so you can see it. Mercury is going to start off here. I said this in my November or in my Mercury video. It's really important that everybody understands Mercury retrograde. I think I posted it in my Mercury in Sagittarius video. So Mercury in Sagittarius is the way that you communicate out in the open, share it, faith, hope, and optimism. Mercury is going to travel into your 8th house of your shared resources. This is alimony debt, child support, taxes, deep conversations. It's people that you share money with. So Mercury is going to start off with your partner, and then it's going to move into your shared contracts or shared resources with somebody, and then it's going to go retrograde. So we're going to start to feel the effects of it this Friday, and it's going to it's going to go back over any contracts that you are signing, anything that you are purchasing, traveling, any of those things. Mercury's going to go into your 8th house, and then it's going to start to slide back. And so that means if you are signing any contracts with partners or anything that has to do with shared debt, this could be shared credit cards, house payments, car payments, anything that you're going to take your time, go back over it, look at it twice before you sign it, and then it's going to slip back into your 7th house before it moves forward. I always look at it as it's like we started these new moon intentions, and then Mercury says, yeah, they're all fine and dandy, but it was not realistic. So Mercury has you going back over them with like a fine-tooth comb before you move forward. And then you'll say, okay, now I can move forward from this point. With the new moon, I believe that'll be in January. All right, so thank you, Hannah. So let's see who is next in the queue. And I greatly appreciate everybody being here. If you would like to get in the queue, please, you can scan that QR code, and it's a $40 donation. And let's pull up. Okay. I really appreciate everybody waiting. Alrighty. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. It has to be exact. If I make like one spelling error, if I make anything wrong, it will, and there we go. So I always double check. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's do it again. It's all right, Casey. Oh, goodness, Casey. Okay, I'm going to pull your chart up first alone, and then I will... all right. So, Casey, let's talk about you. Oh, you're a Leo rising. All right. Okay. Oh, you were born in a new moon. Let's just talk about you for a hot second. Okay. This is a stellium. So, Casey, a stellium in Gemini. Oh my goodness. And you're going to have a full moon right on top of it. Okay. So full new moon. Let's just talk about when you were born. You were born in a new moon in the sign of Gemini, with your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, your goals, the people that you network with, available to you. But it's like this new energy of I need to connect up with these people. I need to do this. It's like you being a chatterbox, and having the attention span of, like think of squirrel, like driving down the road and get distracted easily. Your sun wants to communicate. Your moon wants to communicate. You are all about, and then you have your Mercury there. Like Mercury is ruled by Gemini. You could probably speak multiple languages, or anything that has to do with all forms of communication. I absolutely love this for you. All right, Leo rising. Absolutely. Let me look at your south node. Okay. So your south node is in Pisces and in the 8th house of shared resources. So, okay, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but I'm just going to, let's pretend that it was from generational trauma being brought down from one to another. In this lifetime, you are supposed to be focused on your personal self-worth, your goals, your cash, your property, your resources before you connect with other people. With the North Node in Virgo, it means find the facts and just don't believe just on because somebody said to believe it. Just it's the North Node in Virgo means find the dig for the details, and Saturn here is find the facts and dig deeper. And like we could go on and on and on about that, but I'm encouraging you to make sure that you are putting facts before faith. And I'm not saying not to have faith and belief in things, but I'm saying in a past lifetime you were wronged when it came to faith, hope, and belief and trust. And in this lifetime, you're still supposed to have it. It's just that you should look at find the facts, especially with anything that has to do with your personal resources. All right, so let's talk about you. Let me pull up a bi-wheel and see where this full moon is at. I am super excited about this for you because there we go. Like to have this happen, full moon on top of, like, let's see, can everybody else see it? Alrighty. All right. So when you have a full moon in the sign of Gemini, you are literally having a lunar return, coming back to the exact moment of when you were born, and the sun is going to be opposing. Okay, so Casey, the sun is going to be in your 5th house. The 5th house is focused on children, creativity, art, music, pleasure, taking risks, having affairs, recreation, hobbies, creativity, anything that personally brings you joy. Now, a full moon means that there might be an ending, a closure to a project that you were doing. This could have to do with groups that you were in. This could have to do with partnerships that you were in. This could have to do with okay, this could also have to do with work, work related. Oh, crud. Hold on. I'm so sorry. You cannot even see it. So, sorry, Casey. Sorry. There we go. I wish I could show everybody like what I see here. Like literally, I have 3 screens in front of me and I'm really trying hard. But once I look at your chart, I like totally get in the moment and then I'm focused on that. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, Casey. All right. And thanks everybody for your patience. I'm always a work in progress. Hot Mess Express and Spicy Disaster all in one. All right, so this is the moon and this is the sun. The sun is literally going to be focused on you want to do things that bring you joy and pleasure. The full moon is going to be going across your sun and your moon. Now this could mean an ending to a work project, an ending to and this could be a natural ending, or this could literally be you saying, you know what, I belong to these, like it's in Gemini, so it has something to do with thoughts and ideas and communication, but it's also groups and things that you're connected to. And this could be clubs and workshops and all these things that stimulate your mind, because you need your mind stimulated at all times. So this could be going through Facebook groups, Instagram groups, anything that has to do with technology, an ending or a closure or something revealed that I no longer want to be part of that, or it could be starting up something new. Whenever there's an ending, it's always an opportunity for a new beginning. Now, this full moon is also going to be square to Saturn in your eighth house of shared resources. So Saturn, we talked about Saturn in Pisces. It's in Pisces for everybody, but for you, it's going to be in your eighth house. The eighth house is the house of deep bonding. It's birth, death, rebirth, transformation. It is the house of shared resources, other people's money, other people's values, and it's anything that you share with other people that could be contracts, or it could be debt, obligations. It's also the occult, and it's like taboo topics, and so it's like the house of, like, we don't want to talk about that. So Saturn is going to be Saturn is in Pisces, and it's going to be square. What do you want to do for your own personal pleasure, and what needs to end where you have these group affiliations or these networks? Now, when you have these networks, this could be kindred spirits, it could be things that you're connected to, people that you share the same belief. The 11th house for me is also where I do I do volunteer work, like volunteering at the Rape Crisis Center and mission trip projects. And so when I had something similar happen to me in this house, it was an end of that, and I moved on to volunteering with different things in my life. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just that it wasn't conducive to traveling or other things that were happening. So it's not always a bad thing, it's just a thing that it will happen. Let's see what else is going on with you. You are having also, where are the nodes? Oh, okay. Just another hot second here. I want to talk about the North Node. Your North Node is in the sign of, everybody's North Node is in Aries right now, transiting, but it's in your ninth house. I love this for you. Mine was like the last year and a half, which totally changed the direction of where I was going. So the North Node in the ninth house in the sign of Aries is the direction in which you're supposed to be going. You should be traveling. You should be diving into spirituality, taking classes, taking workshops, cross-cultural experiences, connecting with people far and wide. You should be connecting with foreign travel, higher education, religion, philosophy, different beliefs, paying attention to your dreams, travel, adventure. It's also the house of publishing and legal matters. So you are going to be focused on, I need to go there. I need to experience it. It's an I because it's Aries, and it's you going there and doing these things and totally expanding yourself. Like the North Node in the ninth house changes who you are. So think back 6 months ago in the spring, there was something that was initiated, and then in October we had an ending of one cycle and a total step into the future of, this is where I'm going to be going. And the North Node in the ninth house offers you these connections with people, places, and things that you just didn't even know were out there, and it's a beautiful opportunity. Now the South Node is going to be, hold on, let me put this down. Yeah, the South Node is in your third house. Okay, personal experience. South Node in the third house means a releasing of things from your childhood, and the way that you communicate with like siblings and neighbors and cousins and like aunts and uncles. And it's a end of a cycle of moving on and leaving, like a chapter ending. The South Node is where we are comfortable, and the North Node is the direction in which we're supposed to be moving. Like the story is, like, there was a snake, it was Rahu Ketu, it was cut in half, it had the everlasting elixir, and so the North Node is always hungry, always wanting. So this is you seeking out knowledge, seeking out wanting to travel, seeking out these connections with other people. And the South Node needs to release this connection with things that have to do with early childhood, or it can also be, the third house can also be about writing and journaling and creating projects. And the ninth house is where you have them published. Because when the North Node was going through my ninth house, that's when, like when the South Node was in my third, I was focused on my Oracle deck. And when the North Node went into the ninth house, it was like, now's the right time to publish. So the ninth house for you can be publishing, and it can also be teaching or taking classes. All of those topics are fair game for those themes. So I'm hoping that, Casey, that all of this makes sense to you. Oh, you're having a Saturn opposition also. Okay. Saturn opposition. Saturn is the planet of limits, time, restriction. Think of it as a father figure or a nun with a ruler, or somebody who says, look, get serious. This is what you have to do. And an opposition is one thing opposes the other. And so there will be some things that have to do with your shared resources that will oppose your personal self-worth, cash, property, and resources. Yeah, it's a big opposition. It's okay. You got this, because you've got so many great things happening with you exploring things that are going to be going on in the world. I absolutely love this for you, Casey. And thank you again for trusting me for your consultation. I should have said that also with the other two, because when you share your birth information with somebody, you are literally saying, this is my life map that I chose before I was born, and share a little bit of it with me because I just don't remember it. All right, so thank you. Thank you again. Thank you again. So let me see who is next in the queue. All right. All right. Thanks. Oh, crud. There we go. Wendy. You know, Wendy, someday we're going to meet in person, and I'm just going to give you a big fat hug because, like, I see your name and I'm like, I know you from your chart, but I don't know you in person. And I absolutely love connecting with you. All right. 15th. It just makes me smile every time. 4 p.m. All right. Oh, Wendy, absolutely love that you're here. And I really wish that I had my comment section up, because I can't see the comments that other people are saying. I won't be able to see it until afterwards. But I know that you're all here. All right. Oh, okay, Wendy. Okay, let's talk about this, Wendy. All right. Promotion. Okay, Wendy. Let's talk about this. All right. Oh, wait. This is not Wendy. Hold on. Something did not pull up right. Give me a hot second. Good Lord. Sorry, I got excited there for a second. It didn't give me the full moon. Oh, bi-whale. There we go. There we go. All right. Wendy. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's talk about this. Wendy, do you see all this going on here in your 7th house? Look, the sun in your 7th. The 7th house is about partnership, relationship, significant other, clients, one-on-one, It's everything that you have to do with other people. You've got the sun in Sagittarius. The sun is like you and focused on other people and bringing them to you, having this faith, having this hope. Mars is here. Now, Mars is, you're going to have to initiate. You're going to have to go after. You're going to have to probably be the one to make the first move. Mercury's here. Thoughts, ideas, communication. And now, let's talk for just a hot second here. Mercury is going to go retrograde. So this could be meeting somebody and then, okay, it could also be about clients. It could be about best friends. There will be some things, some conversations that have to do with contractual agreements or meeting, connecting, and then Mercury's going to go into your 8th house of your shared resources. This could be with a business partner also. Then Mercury's going to go back into the 7th house. When Mercury goes back into the 7th house, Mercury can bring somebody that you met once back into your life for like that second go round. And it could be like, oh, I met you here and now I'm meeting you again. So this is prime time to definitely meet other people. This is going after, initiating, talking, communicating. Now the full moon's going to be in your 1st house. Okay, full moon in your 1st house. So there's going to be something like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, are you changing the way that you look? Are you, let's see. Oh, okay, I get to read it now. Hello, Wendy. Thank you. I'm loving all this. Okay. Look, Wendy, I really appreciate you being here, and I see all the comments now. Okay, with the 3rd computer. Okay, let me move this up and read this. Okay, so definitely a meeting somebody, definitely an opportunity for you to meet several somebodies. This could be for business or for work, and let's say that you, let's say it's a meet and greet. Let's say you meet them in a party. When Mercury stations retrograde and goes back into Sagittarius, this could be I'm going to give it a second chance. I'm going to give it a second time. I'm going to reconnect. I'm going to do something. It'll be a second chance. And so this is definitely an opportunity for you to be meeting somebody. The full moon in your 1st house, though, has me thinking that you're changing something or something that's coming full circle that has to do with you. It could be with changing your looks, changing, look, the 1st house is about your personality, your desires. It's how you look and how you feel. It's your mind, your body, your spirit. The full moon is saying there's something about the way that you are communicating, Gemini, that will be revealed. And this could be you sharing your thoughts and feelings with other people. Remember that the sun is in the 7th house and it is illuminating you and having closure with something that has to do with you. Oh, you're having surgery. Oh my God, on your face. What the heck? Okay, because the 1st house is all about you and your face. That makes, oh, lower eye lift. Oh, I'm so all about that. I wish I could, yeah. Good for you. Good for you. Like, you're doing exactly everything that's supposed to be happening. So what I see happening is, okay, you're working on you. Full moon, closure, ending, yay. That's going to be good. All about your face, looking beautiful, looking good. And then it's about meeting people through other people. And then when Mercury goes retrograde, it might bring those people back into your life. I do want to say that it's going to be this square. So let's talk for just a second about this. I know that we've talked about this before because you and I are both having our 2nd Saturn returns, which I'm trying to embrace with ease and grace. The 2nd Saturn return is if you've already, okay, so the 1st Saturn return is when we're like 28, 29, 30. We're just trying to get our life together. And it's like pick that mountain and go after it. And the long the long trek to get to the top of the mountain for the next 30 years. And so we're on our second. And so when the second one comes around, it's about, if you've picked the right mountain and you're happy with the way things are, good. If you're not, now's the time to change them. Now it's sinking into the last third of our life and truly experiencing and enjoying who we are, and not giving a hoot about what anybody else says or does or thinks or feels about us. And I'm working on that. And I encourage you to, because Saturn in Pisces is very fluid, it's very watery, and it's feelings. And yours is with your public image in the outside world where everybody sees you. And so it means a lot to you. And like mine is in my 7th house, like, you know, so this is trust issues and needing some boundaries. And look, this square is not going to be a long time. Mars is going to be moving forward. You just need it to get like 6 or 8 degrees. You need to get it through the month of, to the middle of January, or I'm sorry, the middle of December, and things there will be going good. Okay, so let's talk about other things with this. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, in the comments. Look, this full moon is in a sextile to your north node. I love this because this is offering you connections to other people through networking. This is really good for you, but you're going to have to initiate the networking. The partnership is in a trine to your 11th house of, these are my hopes, my wishes, my dreams, my goals, my who I want to network with, how I want this to happen. And then it's also connected to your 1st house of self. I'm super excited for you to be taking time to focus on you, and your north node is in your 1st house also. So it's all about, yeah, I like that with Jupiter. I bet communication just comes really easily for you. I really like that. I really, really, really like that. All right. So are there any other questions, Wendy, before I, let me take one last look here at the chart and say what else. Okay. The south node, in your 5th house of what are you leaving behind? Leaving behind something that has to do with children. Maybe they're growing up, moving out of the house. You're also going to be, look, the south node in the 5th house can also be focused on things that bring you pleasure. The 5th house is also investments, and it's joy, it's romance, it's creativity. And so finding a balance between that and making sure that whatever you are doing, making sure that you want to do it, and then you're not just saying okay to be there with somebody else, because the sign of Libra is like compromise and things. Okay, and promotion. Look, promotion, Saturn is going to be moving forward in your 10th house, and I believe that promotions are going to become, that a promotion will be coming, but it'll be closer to, it's at the 0 degrees. It's just at the beginning stage. I don't know when you are up for promotions, but I know that with a second Saturn return is definitely an opportunity. So second Saturn return means promotion, retirement, or job move up, or job leave. So those are going to be your options as you move into this. And yeah, Saturn going through your 10th house, they should really appreciate you, because anybody, like, you're having your second one, and so it's not, you're seasoned, like you're ready to do this, and you're good at what you do. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to that for you. And Wendy, I really appreciate you being here. Fills my heart. All right, so let's take a look. Thank you again, Wendy. I really appreciate it. And I think I have one last person in the queue. Boss lady. I'm sending you a big fat hug. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, for crying in a bucket. Oh, Lord. Okay, here we go. All right. So let's talk to Grant. Grant, I really appreciate you being here and pausing and waiting. All right. Grant, you are a Gemini rising, so you're going to have this full moon in your first house of self. It is all about you, and the energy is building. All right. So, Sun in your seventh house of partnership, your relationship. This is seventh house represents love, contractual agreements, clients, one-on-one relationships, best friends, significant others. And so the Sun is in Sag, and it's faith, hope, belief, and Mars going after. Mercury, how do I communicate? Working through the words. You are ruled by Mercury. You are ruled by the planet of communication. Whenever Mercury transits through a house, so this little guy here is Mercury, it affects you and it affects your home. And so Mercury has like a dual meaning for you. And so the full moon is going to reveal a lot of things that have to do with you. Mars, oh, you're having a Mars opposition and a Mercury opposition. Okay. Venus. Venus is who I love, what I love, how I love. Mercury opposition is how you want to communicate and how partners communicate and significant others, clients. It's the 1+1 house. And Mars. How do I take control of the situation? How do I make it my own? How do I use my words? How do I initiate this? Now the full moon is going to reveal some things that you just didn't know were under the surface. The sun always, like, we see everything in the sunlight, but when the moon is full, we see things that were hidden before. It just illuminates like one extra layer of, oh, I didn't know that, or I didn't feel this. The moon in Gemini is not as heart-centered as it is about thoughts and ideas. It's stuck in the head with the way that you communicate. How do you talk? What does that look like? Remember that, you are having a nodal opposition. A nodal opposition is when, I always say, think of you and I in a car, and you're driving, and I'm sitting next to you, and I say, tell me about what's going on in your life. And you look in the rearview mirror, and then I say, okay, that's the past. Now let's focus on what's in front of us. The windshield is so much bigger than the past, and it's hard. It's hard to leave some things in the past. Sometimes when we leave things in the past, they're permanent, and sometimes they transform to stay with us, to move forward in the future. And so your North Node in Aries is you taking the initiative that I am going to create my future. And what does that look like? I have to be able to communicate. I have to be able to use my words. I have to do this for me. And it's going to be all about you. This full moon is going to be square Saturn. Saturn, in Pisces. This is at the top of your chart, so there will be some kind of a conflict. It'll either be with you in the outside world, with your career, your job, your legacy, or how people see you. I look at the 10th house as you on top of like a pillar, or standing where everybody can see you. It's your public reputation, and everybody's going to have eyes on you. And where's your sun? Your sun is in Cancer. So you're a feelings. Okay. So that makes sense. So there's going to be this trine, though, that will be supportive. Your sun is in your second house of your self-worth. Everything that you do is about empowering who you are. And you may have some difficulty to transition and speak up for yourself and speak your truth and say the right words. But it's about creating healthy boundaries with how people see you in the outside world. But it's in this beautiful trine with who you are. And it's the sun is going to support you in everything that you do with money, finances, resources, your self-worth. So how you say things and how you connect and the way that you communicate is it's the sun in Cancer is about you creating traditions that are meaningful to you. And so things that you are doing and these speaking your truth and these healthy boundaries are for you moving into your authentic self. All right, Grant, I hope all of this makes sense to you. Giving you a big fat hug and saying thank you very much for trusting me. And I do not see anybody else in the queue, so I am sending everybody a big fat hug out there, knowing that for those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving as you gather with your family. I'm coming back here in 2 weeks, back to do lives. If you would like an in-person, a Zoom. I'm in Florida, so if you want an in-person, we got to be in Florida together. If not, meet me on Zoom and sign up for a consult, do a live next Tuesday, or sign up for a personal private one-on-one through my website, willowgracemystic.com. If you are looking for a gift for someone, I have an Elemental Wisdom Oracle deck, and I also have gift cards. And appreciating everybody that's here. I heart you.